excited because I think that Thursdays with us all together are just a great way to have like kind of an open discussion and really just strategize what you guys are struggling with tonight. I believe our team calls on Mondays are more like training and like implementing different things. And I feel like, you know, for example, tonight, we would love to just kind of talk more about what you guys are currently struggling with and how we can, you know, help you guys move forward in your business, specifically towards things that you need help with. So I wrote down everything that, you know, you guys kind of put in our message thread as far as struggles. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get to everything tonight, but we're going to just kind of do our best, and me and Javen can give some tips. But I also want you guys to feel free to just unmute yourselves and give suggestions or ask specific questions, because that's the whole point of this call tonight. So do you agree, Javen? Does that sound good? Okay, good. And then, so I kind of wanted to start off, first of all, because I know a lot of us were pushing to hit Success Club last month. And I know some of us didn't quite make it. And I just want to kind of start off this call by saying it's okay. First of all, it's okay that we didn't hit Success Club. It is not the end of the world. And the reason why I say it's okay, but it's not okay, it's not okay because, you know, Success Club should be non-negotiable in our business. It's just our job as coaches to help at least 3 people a month. In saying that, I don't want you to feel like, oh, because I didn't hit Success Club, I'm a failure, because that is not what that means at all. It does not mean that. Success Club is just a point system that we go by to keep our head in the game, to give us a goal every single month. And that's it. It really is. I mean, there's a lot of incentives that come with hitting Success Club, but I just want to encourage you guys not to beat yourself up because of last month's results, okay? We're in a new month now. It's May. We have a fresh start. So don't beat yourself up now. Instead, go into May with a fresh look. Go into May thinking, okay, I made a mistake last month by waiting until the last minute to hit Success Club. This month, I'm just going to do something different, and maybe your goal is to hit Success Club by the 15th. So you're not scrambling last minute. So instead of beating yourself up or feeling really bad or being like, why am I even coaching? The world is ending. You know, we have to just approach it differently, and we have to just kind of pick ourselves up and say, okay, I just failed forward, right? I didn't fail last month, but I learned from my mistakes, or I learned from this situation. How can I be better this month? How can I improve? That's what it takes to be a really great hustler. It's what it takes to be successful in this business, is not to constantly feel bad about yourself and get into a crappy mindset, but to constantly, you know, think of how we can be better. If your messaging isn't working, think of how you can tweak your messaging. If your posts are getting 0 engagement, think about how we can improve our posting, improve our social media, improve this, improve that. This is not a business where we can just sit back and if something didn't work, we just say, well, I tried, and give up. So that's just my little spiel to start off this team call tonight, because I really want to encourage you guys that, you know, I don't always know what I'm doing. I fail sometimes, and I get depressed sometimes about things that I didn't hit in my business. But it doesn't mean that I'm just going to throw in the towel and wallow in my, oh my gosh, I can't believe this didn't happen. No, I'm just going to pick myself up. I'm going to see how I can improve this month. I'm going to just see and plug into maybe some new trainings or whatever. That's what it takes to be successful in this business. You will only fail if you quit. So keep that in mind as we go into May. It's a fresh month. It's a fresh start. Look, you guys, it's sunny out where I live, so this is a great day. So I hope that kind of helps. I hope it just helps kind of just like, let's rein in our emotions a little bit. For those of you who did crush April and you hit Success Club and you reached some pretty amazing goals in your business, I'm so proud of you guys. I mean, that's awesome. Now let's keep up the momentum going into May. Don't lose it. That's another thing that happens. We crush one month and then we think, whoa, well, that was fun. I did great. So I can kind of like take a breather this month. No, you can absolutely not do that. And that's probably the worst mistake that we can make. If we like hit a high success club number last month and we think we can kind of just breathe and take a break, no, because you know what? You have built up so much momentum in your business by crushing it. And even if you didn't crush it and you still hustled hard and you messaged 20,000 people, you still built up that momentum. So either way, you're building momentum. The only way we don't build momentum is if we stop doing the vital behaviors in our business. And if you stop doing the vital behaviors of your business is going to get stuck. You're going to get stuck. Your health and fitness is going to go all over the place. Your mindset about where you want to go in the business is going to be crushed. And, you know, people are going to sense that through your social media. People are going to sense that through how you're talking through your messaging. So pick yourself up, set some new goals this month, and let's make Success Club non-negotiable. I think every single person on this team should make a goal of hitting Success Club by the 15th. I think it takes away a lot of stress. I think it takes away, you know, the scrambling last minute and all of that stuff. So I think if we can all agree to hit Success Club by the 15th or whatever your goal would be, I think that would be a really great idea. Can we all agree on that? Can we do like a raise your hand if we can like commit to this? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, perfect. So let's make it happen and all that stuff. Okay, Javen, do you have anything else to go off of right now, or do you want me to keep going?
You're doing great.
Okay.
You little teacher, you.
Okay, well, I get a little fired up, so I hope that's okay with you guys. I'm just happy to hang out. This is like my favorite night of the week when we get to hang out with all of you. So I'm just going to go over some questions that were thrown in the thread. I'm going to shut these doors though real quick, so hold on. Okay, I love when my kids have fun, but they're so loud. Okay, so the first, you know, a lot of the things that I feel like you guys put in the thread that you were kind of struggling with were kind of the same-ish things, like closing the deal, you know, how to invite to coaching, expanding your network, engagement. I feel like those are kind of like the main things. So I will go over some things. Maybe I'll ask, you know, go over one specific thing. I'll say some things that work for me, and maybe Javid, if you want to like pop in and give some advice on that, that's kind of how we're going to do our team call tonight. So, and then if there's anything that pops up, or if there's anything that's, you're like, well, I don't understand that, or it's really confusing, or whatever, just unmute yourself and start talking and ask questions, or throw it in the chat box, and then we'll just have a discussion about it, okay? So the main one I want to go over a little bit is closing the deal, is how, I don't know if I really like the wording of that, but you get the idea, like how to help the person you're talking to that has these goals. How do you help them take action, and how do you help them go from reaching out to you and saying, I'm so interested in your boot camp and I want to learn more, and I have this goal and that goal and this goal and that goal. They're interested, and then you give them all this information, then they ghost you, or they say, oh, I can't afford that, or they're like, well, let me think about it, or I'll ask my husband. Those are all excuses, and we need to know, I think the most important thing we do as coaches is knowing how to trump those excuses and help them see the value in investing in themselves, and help them see the worth of themselves, not necessarily the worth of our product and challenge packs, but it's like our job is to help them see themselves as worthy of investing in. That's how I like to approach coaching. When I get an objection, I usually ask, you know, if they're like, well, I don't know if I can do that right now, or the price is a little too high. And I said, okay, girl, what are your main concerns? Is it the price, or is it feeling like you're going to fail with this? Is it the fear of committing to something and not seeing results? Like, let's talk about a little bit more about what really is holding you back, because $160 might be a lot for some people. but it's really not a lot for what people get for their package. And so I think it's our job to really hone in on the main things that are really holding them back, and stuff like that. Javen, you unmuted yourself. Did you have something to say?
No, I just muted myself because you were on a roll.
Okay, got it. I just want to make sure I didn't interrupt you. I didn't know if I heard you or not. So I hope that kind of helps as far as like closing the deal. We have to approach messaging, you guys, as kind of a counseling session. It's kind of like I like to think of it too. It's yes, we're talking about, we want to get them connected. We want to hit Success Club. We want, people to love fitness and these programs and these nutrition plans and Shakeology as much as we do. And we get really excited about it. But I think most of the time it boils down to, we want to connect you with this program, but why are you needing this? And what's it going to do for your family? What's it going to do for, your outlook on life, your positivity, your lifestyle? Not necessarily you're going to lose 15 pounds and you're going to, lose 10 inches and you're going to, I don't know, whatever their goals might be, because it's just so crucial to get to know them on a deeper level. So keep those things in mind. We don't necessarily have to go so deep in our conversations all the time, but keep those things in mind and be that person that actually cares about what they're going through on a deeper level instead of getting them to buy something from you. I think that's the most important attitude to go into when messaging people. The meat of our business is in the message. Okay, so let that kind of sink in. The meat of our business is not in our social media posts. The meat of our business is not posting a workout. The meat of our business is not, it kind of is following a workout program, but the meat of coaching is really connection with the people that need you the most. It's really the behind the scenes work that nobody sees. Nobody sees the messaging. Nobody sees you on social media talking to 100 people a day, whatever your goal is for inviting or following up. Nobody sees that. And that's when it kind of gets I don't know, we just have to constantly remember why we're doing what we're doing, and figuring out what people really need from us. And so I feel like, when it comes to the objection of price also, like you hear all the time, just helping them see the value, comparing the price to other things that could cost that much. Sometimes when people tell me that it's too expensive or whatever, I usually say, okay, girl, I totally understand. I totally understand finances. Finances can be really hard, and I know this is an investment in your health. And I like to think of this investment as, look, you are setting yourself up for a whole year of a gym membership that includes personal training, nutritionists, and meal plans with 30 free breakfasts that are already made for you. Plus you get the accountability of a community and complimentary coaching from myself. If they kind of shift their focus to, oh my gosh, I really do get access to all of that, when a personal training session alone is $160, it really helps them shift their mindset. Maybe they won't connect to that. Maybe they'll connect more to, listen, I totally understand. $160 is an investment in yourself. But just think of how many times that you've gone out to eat, to how many times we go out, not pointing the finger, but how many times we go out to eat and we spend, $50 on one dinner. If you could maybe save that money next month and not go out to dinner 3 times, you would have the money. So how can we work together and figure out how we can financially do this? I think, and for some people, you guys, they're just not ready. This is my third point, I guess. For some people, they're not ready, and they're not going to be ready no matter what you tell them. So then it's our job to say, I understand. I understand that, maybe you're not quite ready for this. But just so you know, I'm always here, and I'm your biggest fan, and I will support you until you are ready. Can I check back in with you in 2 weeks? Or can I keep checking in with you? And if they're saying, yeah, keep checking in with me, and then they go up on your follow-up list, and they will sign up with you someday. But it does take that dedication to following up with them and not just being like, oh, you don't want to sign up right now? Oh, okay. Bye, Felicia. You know, like, we can't be like that. We have to just constantly be their biggest fan, no matter if they're our paying client or not. Because if we are, and they haven't even, paid us a single dollar, and we still are checking in with them, then they can see the value and they can trust you as their coach. So I hope that kind of I hope that helps as far as whoever asked the question about closing the deal. I think if we go into it just with a more open in heart to accept whatever they're going through, I think it really will help. And if they're not ready, guess what? Go find somebody else, because there's somebody out there that is ready and they're waiting for you to message them. So when you also go into messaging people, think they deserve me to invite them. They deserve me to talk for me to talk to them. They deserve this. And you have the potential to change that person's life. They might say no, they might say yes, who cares? You're going to message them and you're going to keep finding more people. So the more no's you get, you hear me and Javen talking about this all the time, unless you're a new coach on here, the more no's you get, the better, you guys, because that means you're actually working your business, and that means you're actually connecting with people and planting seeds. So I just want to encourage you on that too. Go for the no's. The more no's, the better, okay? Not the more yeses. Let's not think that way, because let's be honest, we probably have to message 100 people to get like 3 yeses, maybe. So go into this thinking that when it comes to hitting Success Club, if you didn't hit Success Club last month, maybe evaluate how many people did I actually talk to? Like, how many invites did I actually send out? Am I tracking my business? Like, did I do the work to hit Success Club? What did I not do last month that I need to do this month? Always be thinking of that, because I'll tell you what, you have to have the heart and the hustle, you guys. And it can't just be like, oh, I reached out to 3 people and those 3 people didn't sign up, so I guess I'm not hitting Success Club. There's been a couple months where I was at Success Club 0 the last day of the month. Okay, let's be honest, you guys. Were those smart months of me? No. Why wasn't I working all month? And why did I wait till the last minute? But guess what? My heart became the hustle on that last day. And I always found 3 people. I don't know how, but I made it happen. So when it comes to just like, oh, I just can never close a deal, or I can never, do this or that or this or that, just think of what you could do to tweak, what you can do to change it. Reach out to Javen, reach out to somebody on our team and say, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. What are you guys messaging people, and what is working for you? That would be a really great step to take in your business, and ask what is working for other people. Okay, I went kind of long on that. Javen, do you have anything else to say about like closing or helping people to sign up?
I don't think so. I mean, you hit the nail on the chalkboard. Just, presenting it as the value, as what you're getting, and sharing your excitement when you're talking to them, like through the voice memo or through messages on Instagram DM. Because once they see your excitement or they hear that, they start to get more excited about it too. So besides what you said, yeah, you hit it head on.
Yeah. Okay, good. And I know I've talked to a few coaches, like personal coaches here, about pricing and like conversation flow. This is something you can write down to remember. When I go to message somebody, either they have shown interest or I'm just messaging them because maybe they watched something or liked my post. Either way, they get a message saying, hey girl, I saw that you liked my post the other day. I'm so appreciative of your support and my journey. It means the world to me. Smiley face, star eyes. Were you interested in learning more about what I do, or were you just showing support? Question mark. Totally cool either way. They'll get a message, right? Maybe they say, yes, tell me more. I was curious how much it is. Now, how common is that, right? Usually they first ask the price, okay? Usually our instinct is like, oh, it's $160, right? No, okay? So whoever's on here, this is me helping you guys. If you just throw up the price, this might be detrimental to your business and might be why you're getting ghosted and ignored and all of that stuff. So instead of throwing up the price, this is what I want you to work on. They ask you the price. I'm so interested. I want to learn more, but how much is it? This is what I usually say, something along the lines of, oh my gosh, I'm so excited that you're interested in learning more. There's so many different options that we can choose from. I want to choose the best one according to your goals. Tell me about what you're working on in your health and fitness. Maybe talk to me a little bit about what you're struggling with nutrition. Are you currently working out? Like, ask them all the questions. Do you have any physical limitations I need to know about? What are your main goals if you could not fail? I would love to get to know you better and then discuss a plan of action that would work best for you. That's usually how my conversation goes after they ask the price. Usually they're like, oh yeah, I'll tell you everything. They're not gonna be like, but I ask you for the price. Like they're not gonna be like that. So make sure that you don't just blurt out the price because they won't see the value in you. They won't see the value in what you have to offer if you don't explain it first and if you don't show that you really care about them, not just selling them something. So that's usually my convo flow. I ask them about their goals. They tell me a little story. They tell me their goals. And then I usually explain, okay, girl, we have to do this together. This is something that's going to impact your life. You have some amazing goals that you want to accomplish, and I would love to be your fitness friend and do it together and plug you into our community. Let me explain everything that's involved. And then I voice memo. Everything. This is what you're going to get access to. And then I still don't say the price. Still, after you explain everything, I always say, does this make sense? What questions or concerns do you have? I would love to chat more about what your thoughts are, something like that. And then they'll say, okay, this actually sounds really good, but how much is it? Usually they'll say, how much is it, right? That's when I will explain the price. After I've explained everything, I make sure that it makes sense to them first. Does it make sense? Do you have questions about what I explained? Ask them those questions. And then if they don't have any questions, they're like, I want to do this. How much is it? I got to do this either way because I know I need help. That's usually when they start thinking like, wow, this girl is legit. She is going to help me. She has the tools that I need. And then I explain to them, you know what? This is for everything I mentioned. It's usually $270, but I'm bundling it for you right now for $170. And, you can say whatever you want with the price, but I usually kind of approach it like that. So they see that there's the value in it. And that's for a basic challenge pack, you guys. If you separated all of those things, it's $270 package, but it's bundled for, I say 170 because I just put the containers in there usually. But it is, $160, $170. And then they see like, oh, she's bundling it for me for this low of a price right now. Like I have to jump on this now. So that's what works for me with messaging. And I'm kind of getting off, some of the topics on here, but I wanted to kind of just share with you about what works for me. No matter what you say, if you follow that system, it will help. It will help you. No matter what you say in your messaging, if you follow the system of, okay, they're interested, or I'm going to invite them, or they reach out to me, and then, oh, okay, do they want to learn more? Okay. What are their goals? Ask them their goals. Okay, I'm going to explain everything. Okay, I'm going to ask them if it makes sense. Okay, and then I'm going to share the price. And then I'm going to ask them, does that sound good to you? And then most likely they'll sign up, or they say maybe, or they'll ghost you. Like either way, anything can happen. But if you approach your messaging like that and stick to that system, I never sway from that system, you guys. And I feel like that's just the best thing that we can do. As far as, again, going back to closing the deal, make sure that your messages are organized in that way so they see the value in not just what you're selling, but in you as a person. What kind of coach do you want to be? Like, who would you sign up with? Like, if some random girl reached out to you, what would attract you and what would make you want to respond to that coach? Would you be like, oh my gosh, she's just trying to sell me something, I'm not even going to respond to her? Like, how could you change your message to yourself so you would sign up with yourself? So reverse the roles. Sometimes if you're struggling, send messages to yourself. And, how would you feel if you got a message like that? I would keep it short and condensed. I feel like sometimes we word vomit everything all at once, and people don't like that either. So ask small questions. Keep your messaging small, unless you're explaining everything that they get access to, which can be a little bit long, but keep it as short as possible, because people don't want to read a book. I don't want to read a whole long post, and people want straight to the point. So I hope that helps. Do you guys have any questions about that? No? You guys okay?
Sorry, I do.
Yes.
I'm looking exhausted and you look so beautiful. But anyway, I'm in the bed. Do you ever just offer the basic package in terms of like if they're saying like, okay, you get the no and you feel like they're really just like, no, I just want, just like my example from the girl that I was talking to earlier today. She was just like, I really just want the workout stuff. And as of now, like I gave her like that rebuttal, of what I sent, and she hasn't replied back. So do I just leave it as that and just take the no, or do I go like, okay, well, you can do the basic package for the 99?
That's a hard one, because I feel like no matter what, it'll help your business, right? It's not Success Club points. So if somebody's adamant about, I do not want shakes, I do not want anything else but Beachbody On Demand, then I would just say, maybe even offering her like the free membership to start, and just being like, okay, girl, I know you have some concerns about this. What if you sign up for a free membership and you try it out for a week or two, and then we check back in with each other to see if you want to invest in the whole deal? And I don't know, like, Javen, what would you do? I have a hard time sometimes with people just wanting the workouts. Like, I had somebody just sign up for just the workouts because I could not, like, they just didn't want the Shakeology. And I was like, okay, well, I'm here to help you anyway. Like, either way, just Beachbody On Demand is going to help somebody, right? So we have to keep that in mind too. Like, we can't force people to, buy Shakeology, even though we are obsessed with it, even though we know that it is the best thing for our clients. If anything, starting them out with just Beachbody On Demand, I think is totally cool if they're super adamant.
Yeah, after doing it 2 years, I've maybe had 3 people sign up, for just the workouts. But with those people, they did not want Shako, and they did not want the pre or the post workout. Most of the time, if they don't want Shako, then they'll get the pre or the post workout. But with those people, you get the best commission off of just selling Beachbody On Demand. So like Jenna said, either way, yeah, you miss out on Success Club points, but if you put those people into your challenge group and they see people drinking Shakeology or drinking the pre-workout and raving about it, then they're going to see the worth of it, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope that helps, Enid. I think now that you have sent that message, wait a day, wait a couple days, see if she responds. If she still ghosts you, I would just follow up with her and be like, hey girl, did you get my last message? I want to make sure everything that I said made sense. This is something I take really seriously, and I want to always set my clients up with the best success. What questions do you have? And then maybe she'll be like, well, I just can't do it right now. And then I might just say, okay, well, what if we just start with the workouts for you, and then you can see how it goes, and then maybe later down the road you can try Shakeology. I don't know. It just has to be kind of a smooth transition. I just think for me, I approach the basic package like it's the only package that I sign my clients up with. So people sometimes don't even know that they can just get the workouts usually. And I usually approach it like, okay, this is my basic sign up package, and this is what I connect my clients with, and this is what I recommend for you. You get to have a trial of my favorite superfood shake to really help you level up in some results your first 30 days, help you detox your body so you can actually see better results, within your first month. And then I always say, you do not have to continue it. You can cancel at any time, and make sure they know that, because I think sometimes people think, oh, well, I don't want shakes every single month or whatever. So just really be aware of how you're explaining things, and take charge of the conversation. I've been approaching Shakeology like that with a lot of people lately, and I think it's working a little bit better with like, your first 30 days, you get a detox. Like, you get Shakeology to try to really detox your body and to, level up some results. I've been kind of saying it like that, but I hope that helps a little bit, Enid. I think either way, though, if they just want workouts, give them just the workouts, because we're here to help people, and that still helps people. And we can't be so focused on, Success Club is their points, but they're also people. Like Success Club points are people, and we want to help as many people as possible, no matter if the title is Success Club or, $99 Beachbody On Demand membership, so it doesn't, I just hope that helps a little bit. I think either way, we're out here to help. And if they just want the workouts, we're helping, and we still get commission. So that's okay, and volume. Okay, I'm going to move on. Another big one I know that we asked about was, adding new friends.
And engagement is what I see. Adding new friends and engaging them.
Do you want to talk about that, Javen?
I can talk about anything. Yeah. So, as far as like Facebook, because I feel like most of us here are doing both Facebook and Instagram. So as far as adding people on Facebook, what I do, there's two different ways. So Facebook is really easy, in my opinion, for finding people. If you scroll through it, it has your suggested friends or whatever. And so I just scroll through there and I look at people's profile. I look at mutual friends and see if that person is an ideal coach or client on my team. If they are, I add them. So that's just an easy, quick way that I add 5 to 10 people a day. Or you can go through and, find a friend or find a family member and look at their friends list. And just go down through there and look at their friends list and who would you click with, who would you connect with, and add people that way. So that's 2 really good ways to do it on Facebook. As far as Instagram is going to take more time. And as far as getting a following, getting friends, guys, one thing you have to keep in mind is that it is going to take time and it is going to take consistency. You are not going to wake up in 5 months and have 10,000 followers. Probably not. Maybe, but it's probably not going to happen. So on Instagram, it is more of a slower process and it takes a little bit longer to find those people. Now, how do you find those people? Through hashtags, through accounts, like say you're a mom and there is a product that you love. So what you can do is go to that product's Instagram account and look at the people who are following and liking and commenting on that whatever product's page, whatever it is. Say it's a clothing brand that you love. Go to that brand, find people who are actually engaging on that page, not necessarily just the followers, because they might be followers, but they might not be engaging on content, if that makes sense. Hashtags, like I said, nail down 5 or 6 hashtags that really describe you, and go find people who are using those hashtags in their post. That's how I found one of my coaches, Josie. She couldn't be on tonight, but I mean, she's from Oklahoma, but I found her through a Christian hashtag. And, you know, she loves fitness. She loves faith. So find things that you do that you love and go find hashtags about that. And you will find people that way. As far as engagement, that's another big thing that, you know, people are questioning and wondering, well, why am I not getting engagement? And I think the big kicker right now, especially for Instagram, is that Instagram wants you engaging. Now, not taking in all the engagement and not giving anything back, if that makes sense. So to get engagement, you're going to have to give some. Okay? So that means before you post, after you post, you need to take the time to engage on other people's posts, to engage on people's stories, to clear out your inbox on Instagram, to reply back to all the comments as quickly as you can so that Instagram sees that you're actually working, and it's going to give you, you know, more engagement and more people seeing your post. So if I was just to say one thing to get more engagement, you're going to have to give it. And that is going to take time. It's not a quick fix.
Yeah, and I think for me too, as far as friend requesting and following, I'm still a lot on Facebook right now. I know a lot of coaches are just on Instagram, but I'm still a lot on Facebook. So I have found a lot of amazing connections through groups on Facebook. I'm a huge groupie. I really am. And I feel like Facebook groups are getting just more, I don't know if you have the update on your Facebook, but it's like really group emphasized on Facebook right now. And so I'm a part of a lot of local Facebook communities. I know that's where I found a lot of my coaches on my team, like Georgia, Kate, Jasmine. You guys were all in a mom's group. And like I just friend requested you guys and started talking to you. And look at where we are, you know? So I feel like really being involved in groups that are your niche market. You know, maybe you're not a mom yet, and that's okay. But maybe you're into, I don't know, crocheting or running or I don't know, something cooking or clean recipes. And so find your group that you can connect with. Yeah, honey.
We ate my bread.
Oh, no. You need more?
No, I just have a little left.
Okay, that's okay. Find your niche market and, you know, just start friend requesting people. I would say don't be afraid to send that friend request. I think sometimes we overthink it. I think sometimes we're like, oh, I don't know what she's going to think if I friend request her. But just do it. Like, just send out 10 to 15 friend requests every single day. They accept it or they don't accept it. Move on and go find new people. And like I said in the chat box too, it's so crucial. Like I feel like, you know, a couple weeks ago we were talking about social media and how important it is to have a nice social media and good pictures and all of this stuff. You know, people, when they see that friend request pop up on their social media or the follow on Instagram, either way, you know what the first thing they're going to do is they're going to click on your profile.
Look at your profile.
They're going to look at your profile. And if they're like, oh, I don't know, like, why would she friend request me? Then they're just going to be like, ignore or don't follow back because it's either not intriguing them, it's not inspiring to them, they didn't get any education out of it, they weren't entertained in the first 2 seconds of them looking at your profile. So look at your profile and just, again, reverse the role. Would you accept your own friend request? If you like just saw your profile for the very first time, would you be like, oh my gosh, I have to be her friend? Because there's so many profiles that I come across that I'm just like, oh, I don't want to be their friend. Like, I'm not interested in anything that they do. So I wouldn't friend request them, right? So be that person that wants to friend request yourself. You know, that's why like my dance party highlights are my first highlight, you know, like, I don't know, like make sure there's something in your bio that catches their eye on Facebook or Instagram. Be funny, be entertaining, have bright photos, and all that stuff. It's really going to help with expanding your network. But again, just don't be afraid to follow the heck out of people. Don't be afraid to friend request the heck out of people. and be consistent with it, because I'm telling you, the more consistent you are every single day, you're going to get those 1 to 3 friend requests that accept you. And just think, all week long, if you friend request 10 people and you get 3 requests back per day, I mean, that's a network expansion of, I mean, do the math, like, you know, Javen, like 21 new friends right there, you know? So, I mean, I just don't have a magic secret system to expanding your network. I just think you have to be social on social media.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Remember when you guys were talking about that website last week that gives you ideas on which hashtags you should use and keep it to like 5 or whatever? I have it bookmarked in my other laptop, but it was a little confusing. There's like a yellow bar and then a red bar. Like, how do you know which one you should use? Because they give you like a couple.
If it's red,
uh-huh.
If it's red, that means a lot of people use it. If
Okay.
it's yellow, it's like, it's telling you, I don't know, really, it's up to you. So if it's red, that means way too many people are using it. That your post will get drowned.
So choose the ones that have less red and a little bit of yellow.
Yeah. So I mean, your goal is like less than. I mean, if you could find good, solid hashtags that are less than like 20,000 posts, that's good.
Because it says the number there, right? I forget.
Yeah, it'll say.
Okay, less than 20,000, 20 grand.
Yeah.
Thinking of money here. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay.
And one thing too, you said, Jenna, that stuck out to me is don't be afraid to hit the follow button or the friend request button, because I would not be here if Nicolette didn't friend request me. And I would not have this opportunity because I didn't know her from Adam. But she friend requested me, and now look where we're at. So you never know who your next star client or star coach might be. You know, don't ever, take that for granted. And people that even you're talking to or clients that you already have right now, don't ever take for granted that they might turn into a star coach of yours. So that's just a little tip.
Yeah. And like Javen said, you have to give engagement to get engagement. So when I'm talking about like Facebook groups, that's like my jam, right? Okay. So what I would do is I will choose a Facebook group and I'll go ask a question in a Facebook group. And just, like a couple weeks ago, I went into a mom's group in my local area. And this is just an example so you can get some ideas of who to actually friend request, right? Sometimes it's hard to find who to actually push that button with. And so I just said, I just moved here. I need a pediatric dentist for my kids. Do you guys recommend somewhere around here that you love? And you know what? I got like 50 comments. And you know what I did? I friend requested all 50 of those moms who recommended a dentist. Yeah, because they just gave me permission to be their friend. They just communicated with me. So I'm like, oh, you want to be my friend? I'm going to friend request all of you, okay? Not all of them accepted my friend request, but that's just such a great way to expand your network without it being always trying to sell something or posting about fitness and nutrition. It's like, let's just ask for some advice. Let's just maybe post a tip or ask a question that maybe moms really love to answer. So just think outside the box and, think of doing just different things like that. That's all. Okay, let me move on because I don't want to keep you guys too long. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think we should go over just one last thing because I don't think it'll be very long. The last thing I have on here is inviting to coaching and identifying who to actually invite to coaching. This is my thing. I was actually just talking to Kate a little bit about this. I think, when it comes to coaching, you have to talk about coaching in order to find coaches. I feel like that's like basic, right? We talk about our challenge groups and our fitness and our programs and our next boot camp. We talk about it all the time. But you can play, okay? But how many times do we talk about coaching versus just challenge groups? Yep. You put that away, okay? So I think it just comes down to, you're going to attract what you talk about. You're going to attract, how your lifestyle is. If your lifestyle is just, and if your goal is just, I'm going to get challengers and challengers and challengers, and you don't really want to grow a team, you're not going to grow a team, So I just feel like you have to put out the feelers of this coaching lifestyle and what has helped you since coaching, and talk about coaching, and throw out an invite, talk about it in your stories, show yourself working. The more people see that side versus just, oh, she can hook me up with Beachbody, then you're going to attract those people that see the positivity in you. You're going to attract the people that see you, getting your nails done more, or having more time with your kids. Maybe you quit your full-time job, and then, just share about all aspects of coaching to attract coaches. And how to find coaches, we still have to go behind the scenes and invite to coaching. We can't just throw up a post about coaching, and if nobody comments or likes on it, then we say, well, I guess I'm not going to find any coaches because nobody liked my post. It just doesn't work like that. Social media is an amazing avenue to post about your life and stuff, but we can't rely on a post to find our people. It takes really connecting with people that you are friends with on your social media. It takes people that maybe are in your challenge groups. It takes connecting with, friends or somebody that you come across that it looks like they're not into Beachbody, first of all. Make sure they're not involved in another network marketing company, to be and maybe they're posting positive motivational quotes, and they're posting pictures of their, sweaty selfies and stuff. That's the person you should go and invite to coaching, right?
Can't find the song.
Okay, well, it's somewhere. Is it too loud? Okay, keep looking.
Another thing is to just speak with confidence. And, I think that's one thing Jenna and I have done from the beginning is we have acted like we have a top team. We are a top team out of the entire company. That is true. But, we spoke that with confidence and with excitement from the very beginning. We started hosting our very own, sneak peek into coaching our very first month as a coach. Nicolette just challenged us to do it, and we just did it. We might not have had anyone show up, but I was still on that live video talking to myself. And, as I did that, I got confidence, behind the live video. I got confident in, sharing about the coaching opportunity, even if it was to myself on a live webinar on a Facebook group. Okay. So just start wherever you're at, whatever your goals are, start speaking confidence in your post, in your stories, to people that you talk to out in the town or, at the grocery store. Show, your excitement and what Beachbody and this opportunity has done for you through coaching, not only through fitness, because obviously we love fitness and we love, Shakeology, but what has this coaching opportunity done? Because when people get a hold of the coaching opportunity, that's really when lives begin to change. So I just want to urge you, don't be afraid to host a sneak peek. And if you're talking to yourself, that is okay, because we have all been there. And that is one thing that I've kind of slacked off of that I need to get back on is one day this month I'm going to hold a sneak peek, and I'm just going to do it one day. So I'm going to have a group on Facebook, and I'm going to go live 3 different times during the day. And I can share a little script that I use for my sneak peeks. And you can just create a one-day event, invite people to it, and, go live in that group 3 different times. Keep those people in that group. And then as you do it each month or bi-weekly, whatever it is that you choose to do, just keep adding those people to the group and keep following up with them, keep showing your excitement, and ultimately, keep getting results, and people are going to see what you're doing, and they are going to come to you and ask, what is it that you're doing? And I'm going to go find that right now, Georgia, so that I don't um, forget. Let me get that for you all.
Now, what does that mean? Like, you're giving a sneak peek. Is it kind of like going live and just like, what would you, like, you just give them a rundown of what will you do, or?
Yeah, so there's basically, you know, I talk about what is coaching. You know, what is, maybe that's a bit one video. What is coaching? What do we do as coaching? Maybe the second video you're talking about income, like how in the world do you make income, all of that stuff. The third, you're talking about how this opportunity can change their life, you know, what it's done for you, your story, things like that. So on this sheet that I'll share with you, it kind of just lays it out. It's a couple pages, and you can chunk it into different videos however you choose. You know, just change the wording to your story and all of that. And, you know.
And you're adding people to that group?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or
you can just
whoever hops on and sees you live?
I mean, either way you want to do it. You can do it on your Facebook page, you know, if you wanted to. But I personally have a group. Jenna has a group. And you can just add people that are interested to that group.
So every so often you're like, oh, new sneak peek, and then you're off to a second topic. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I'll go find that.
So I know that there's like those behind the scenes groups that are already established, and I was invited to one. I tried to invite someone else into it, but I guess someone had to approve it, and then by the time it was, I don't even know if they got approved or not to actually see what was in it. Is that the same that you're talking about? Because yeah, I don't know if they actually even got invited into it, or sorry, it got accepted.
That's, you know, the one thing that's, I think, frustrating with groups and coaching sneak peeks is that people are kind of like not really wanting to be added to another group. So you kind of have to find what works for you with coaching. I used to do, you know, sneak peeks in a group all the time, every single month. And it was just, it got to a point where it was just hard to get people into the group to actually listen to the info. So I think I kind of stopped doing that. I used to do also live events, which I might start trying to do again on Facebook, where you just create a live coaching sneak peek and you make it on, you know, I used to do it every Wednesday at 9 p.m. And it would just be like they hop into the event and then you go live in the event and you talk about coaching and what you do and give some details and information. I feel like that used to work. I'm not really sure that works either. I'm trying to figure this out. I think where it's at is IGTV right now, because you can just, you know, you can pop in there and you can post your IGTV videos, maybe one video about, okay, well, what do coaches actually do? And you can make that 10-minute video. And then the next IGTV could be, okay, so are you curious about how I actually earn my income by coaching? And then you can talk about income. And then the next, you know, IGTV video could be, you know, what else? What are the day-to-day tasks or whatever? I mean, different topics that I usually go off of. But I think IGTV is a really great one. You can create a highlight on your Instagram that talks a little bit about coaching. Maybe it's just you talking. Maybe it's, you know, pictures of your team and, you know, all of this stuff. So you can direct people to be like, listen, if you're interested in coaching, go check out my highlight. I talk about some information in there. Or go check out my IGTV video. You can find it here. Nicolai Anderson did make a really amazing PDF, though, too, that I think is helpful for sending to potential coaches. I do that a lot. I usually start talking to them. I don't send it to them right away. I like to talk to people myself about questions they have. So let me emphasize that again, too. If you have somebody that's reaching out to you about coaching, or if you've invited somebody and they say, oh, yeah, give me some information, talk to them as much as possible before sending them to anywhere, before sending them something. I just think that at least having a conversation, like one message before sending them something, is really great. And so my example here would be like, okay, I'm interested in what you do as a coach. Can you tell me more? Maybe a message you get like that. Then instead of being like, oh yeah, here, check out this PDF. that's so impersonal, right? I would be like, oh, I don't want to look at a PDF. I just wanted you to talk to me, you know? So that's what I'm saying as far as like, don't just send them off somewhere. I would get to know them a little bit and just be like, oh my gosh, girl, I'm so excited that you're interested in what I do. And then ask them some questions like, what specific questions that you have for me right now? What interests you the most about what I do? I would love to answer your questions. I have so much information I can give you, but I want to answer your specific questions first. So that's how I would approach that, just if you were curious. And then if they have so many questions, then you can be like, listen, I have this amazing PDF that I would love for you to check out that one of the coaches on my team made, and it's just stellar. Can I send that to you? And then check back with you tomorrow to see if you have any more questions after viewing it. That's something that's really easy to say to get them to watch it and think about it. And then knowing that you're going to follow up with them in a couple days helps them to actually look at it too. So I hope that helps. I think there's so many different ways to do, talk about coaching. I mean, in your stories, talk about it all the time, like all the time. I think one day you should choose to talk about your challenge groups, one day, the next day coaching, challenge groups, coaching, just alternate days in your stories. Like, what are you going to emphasize the most? Are you going to emphasize coaching today, or are you going to emphasize your boot camps? And then obviously trickle in your lifestyle in between everything. But so I think that's a really good way to talk about coaching and to find coaches. But you have to start talking about it in order to attract it. So keep that in mind. If you want coaches on your team that want to work the business, show them the vision. Show them what you're doing. Even if you haven't been coaching for very long, even if you don't make that much money with coaching right now, talk about what it has done for you. Talk about the accountability. Talk about our team calls. Like, we're going to take a boomerang. Let's talk about our team calls and the community that we're involved in with coaching. Let's talk about how it's given us purpose and passion for doing something out of the ordinary and getting out of the routine of life. Let's talk about how coaching has held us more accountable to our own health and fitness goals, and that we have a tribe of sisters that are there to support us and lift us up when we need it the most. Talk about things that are happening in your life because of coaching. Take a minute and sit back and say, okay, what has coaching really done for me? I'm going to talk about that. And you're going to relate to somebody out there that needs this so badly, and they're going to relate to exactly what you just said, and that's what's going to make them want to join your team. And then you act like you've been coaching for 10 years, and you get them to join your team and be really confident about it. And if you don't know what to say, guess what? Ask us. Ask for help. So I hope that helps answer that question. Is there anything else, you guys? I know it's getting late. I don't want to keep you guys too long. The PDF, Corey, Nicolette has a different one than Brittany. I just saw Brittany's new one. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it in much detail. I usually send the one Nicolette has, though, which I believe you can find in Upgraded Alliance in the learning tabs, somewhere under a section in there. Anything else, you guys? I think we covered a lot, like most of our our concerns and struggles. If there's anything that we've missed, definitely ask now.
I was thinking about just a suggestion, especially on our stories. If we could all start actually reacting to them, because I like seeing, I like when people do it and you'll see the bubbles coming up, and you can actually see, when you're going through someone else's story, you can see, oh, well, people are actually looking at this and liking this. Let me pay attention to what's actually being said in the video. So I don't know if we could all start doing, reacting to our stories. That would kind of be cool.
Like more engagement for each other.
Right, in the story, so that other people can see that it's, actually being watched and people are liking what we're doing.
Yeah, I think that will help too. And I think watching each other's stories, you guys, gives us more ideas of what we can start doing in our stories too. So thanks, Lex. Thanks for being on here. But yeah, so I think that helps. Get ideas. If you're stuck, you guys, and you're like, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to put in my stories, go watch some other stories. What's everybody else doing? Just do something like that and get some ideas. Yeah. Anything else? We got to get a boomerang before we go. I should have gotten one before we lost a couple people. All right, you guys, let's get a boomerang. Is everybody ready? Erica, can we see your face? All right, there you are. Awesome. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Perfect, you guys. All right, well, I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope you guys have an amazing night. If there's anything else that you need help with, definitely let's just chat about it. But just know that we're always here to support you guys, and we just want the best. And these Thursday night calls, I hope that are helpful. I hope this was really beneficial to you guys, because that's the point of this whole thing. So thank you, and good night.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.